If you want to sell on Etsy in 2026 and actually make consistent sales, you need to stop doing what everyone else is doing. Because most people are setting themselves up to fail before they even get their first listing. You'll notice some shops out there are making super simple print-on-demand designs and getting tons of sales every day. But then on the other hand, you'll see some shops doing everything by the book. Great designs, great SEO, great titles, descriptions, and getting absolutely no sales. So naturally you start asking, is Etsy oversaturated? Is AI killing the platform? Can you even make real money on Etsy anymore? Here's the truth. Yes, you absolutely can. I've built a profitable Etsy business selling print-on-demand products. I've studied what's working across hundreds of shops right now, and I've broken it all down into a 7-step framework that any beginner can follow to start making sales on Etsy in 2026. If you're new here, my name's Harry and I run the Print Shop Pro. I've had several successful Etsy print-on-demand shops, and I made this channel to share with you strategies, tool reviews, basically anything and everything to help you along your journey. So if you haven't already yet, please hit the subscribe button below. I release weekly videos similar to this one, and you want to make sure you don't miss any future videos. So let's hop in. Before you do anything, before you open a shop, pick a name, make a listing, you need to understand one thing. Etsy is an algorithm-driven marketplace, and the algorithm has one job. It wants to match a buyer with a product that they're gonna buy, love, and then come back for more. That's how Etsy makes their money. Every single decision that the Etsy algorithm makes as a platform is to service that goal. So what does that mean for you as a seller? Etsy does not care how long your shop has been open for. It doesn't care if you're brand new or 5 years in. If your product is the best answer for what the potential buyer is searching for, if it gets clicks, if it converts, if it gets good reviews, Etsy is going to push it. That's genuinely good news if you're new or just starting out. So your job as an Etsy seller is not to game the system. It's to give Etsy exactly what it wants. A great product presented in a great way that buyers actually want to buy. One of the biggest mistakes that new sellers make is they pick the wrong product type. On Etsy, you basically have 3 lanes: print-on-demand physical products, digital products, or handmade products. Here's my honest recommendation for 2026. I would say start with digital products, specifically graphic-based digital files. Clip art bundles, SVG cut files, patterns, design packs. And here's why. They're fast to make, especially using AI tools. They're low ticket, so buyers have almost no friction to stop them from making a purchase. You get your data back very fast so you can analyze and review. There's no shipping, there's no customer service nightmares, and you can find out very quickly what's actually selling in your niche. And then once you have that data, once you know what's actually working, what artwork styles are working, what's resonating with your buyers, that's when I would pivot to print-on-demand products such as shirts, mugs, tote bags. And the reason I would do that is higher margins, higher average selling prices, and you're no longer guessing because you have the data from what worked on the digital products. Now you're building out print-on-demand listings based off of strategies and data that's already worked. I call this the hybrid model. Digital products feed your data and your traffic, and print-on-demand scales your revenue. Believe me, it works. This is the section where most beginners completely spin their wheels. Niche selection. Wait, is it niche or niche? I don't know, you tell me in the comments below. Anyways, I want to clear this up right now because I see confusion on this topic daily. A niche is not a product type. A t-shirt is not a niche. A mug is not a niche. An SVG or a digital file is not a niche. A niche is a specific audience with a specific reason to buy. Let me give you a few specific examples. Dog moms who want funny or personalized gifts for their dogs. That's a niche. Teachers who need cute or funny designs for their back-to-school classrooms. That's a niche. Fans of a specific sports team. Maybe it's the Philadelphia Phillies where I live. We're looking for specific items, funny, cheesesteak, Liberty Bell. That's a niche. And then within each of these audiences, you have multiple different products that you could sell to those buyers. That's how you build a real shop, not just a random assortment of offerings. Remember, nobody goes on to Etsy and just types clip art. right? They're searching for specific things. Maybe it's funny nurse SVG or teacher back to school clip art. The more specific your audience, the better your SEO can target that group. The more your shop feels like it was made specifically for that buyer, the more Etsy starts to pair the two together and Etsy starts working for you. Opening your shop is the easy part, and I don't want you spending 3 weeks thinking about it. Etsy walks you through the entire process. We've made videos on it before, and I don't want you overthinking it. So here's what actually matters. Your shop name doesn't have to be perfect. Make it clear, memorable, and you can always change it later down the road. Your branding, your images, your colors, they don't have to be professional, agency level from day one. You can work on that again down the road. It just has to look trustworthy and relevant to your niche. The banner, the logo, the About Us section, just get it good enough and move on. And when I say all that, what I mean is I'm a 45-year-old golf fan and a dad of 2 kids. If I'm looking to buy a product and I go to a golf shop and it's all pink and cookies and dogs, that won't resonate with me and I'll click out. I'll go find a shop that's more branded to what I'm looking for. Here's the mindset shift. Buyers, they're not gonna buy because of your shop. They're gonna buy because of your listings. A decent shop with great listings will always outperform a great looking shop with just mediocre listings. Spend your energy where it counts. This is probably the most underrated step in this entire process. Before you publish a single listing, you're going to need to build a listing template. Most sellers skip this and it costs them hundreds of hours. Don't make the same mistake. Your listing template is your system. What mockups are you using? What infographics are you using? What information is in every listing? You'll notice some shops that sell t-shirts, they'll have a size guide or a color guide. That all has to be part of your template. Pro sellers sometimes spend an entire week or even more making a template before they even go live. Because once a template is built, then making the next new listings is that much faster. All you're doing is just swapping in and out new artwork. Without it, every new listing is just like starting from scratch and your store just looks very inconsistent, which at the end of the day takes away from your brand trust from your potential buyer. Just get the template right once from the start and then scale it. Here's a myth I want to kill right now. You don't need 300 listings or more just to get your first sales on Etsy. I've seen plenty of shops hit hundreds of sales in their first month with just 25, 30, even 40 listings. Quantity is not the goal. Quality is the goal we're looking for. 50 high quality, well-researched, well-designed, and thought-out listings in a focused niche is enough to create sales. But I want to be clear with you. 10 great listings and 40 mediocre listings does not equal 50 great listings. Every listing needs to be something the buyer would genuinely want to buy. So what makes a quality a high listing quality? Number one, it needs to be something that meets a real demand. It's built on research, not just guessing. It's got strong mock-ups that make the product look great. It's got clear infographics that answer specific buyer questions. And it's got a clear description that's SEO optimized with keywords scattered throughout the description. And the bottom, use all 13 tags and focus on long tail keywords within that tag group. Once your listing is live and you've got actual real traffic coming in, this is where you start diagnosing the data. Every Etsy listing moves through 3 stages: impressions, then clicks, and then conversions. If you're weak at any one of those 3 stages, the fix is different for each. Not getting impressions, that's definitely an SEO problem. Your listings just aren't showing up in search. Go back, look at your keywords and tags. Getting impressions but no clicks, that's a thumbnail issue. Buyers are seeing your listing or your product, but they're not clicking on yours, they're clicking on your competition. Your main listing image isn't winning their click. Getting clicks but no sales, that's a listing structure problem. Buyers are interested, they clicked your listings, but something within that listing is off. It's causing the buyer concern. Maybe it's bad mock-ups, maybe it's shipping concerns, maybe it's unclear sizing, or it's missing some kind of information. Remember, the data tells you exactly where the problem is. Stop guessing and just start fixing the right problem right away. The platform works. There are plenty of shops right now in 2026 that are making serious money on Etsy in the print-on-demand niche. You can see it everywhere. Just look online. The question is never whether Etsy works. The question is whether you're going to put in the work, follow a real system, and treat this like the real business that it is. Follow this framework. Understand the algorithm, pick the right product type, nail your niche, get your shop open, build your template, publish great listings, and read your data. And you will be on a much better path than many, if not all, of those just now starting on Etsy. And if you want me to go deeper into any of these topics or steps that I listed above, please leave a comment below. I read them all, I respond to all my comments, and if you'd like, I can make a video on whatever topic it is you're looking for clarity on. And if you found any value at all in this video, please subscribe. We make and release videos weekly on topics similar to this. We review tools, we review trends, and ultimately we're looking to build a community of like-minded individuals just like yourself. So please, again, hit the subscribe button below, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.